What up, QC crew? King Day is in the mother building.
Run it up for sure. JBRISKO, not no amateur. Run that shit, we at all the show. Say that shit for your camera.
Warning. Everything said in this video and on this platform is strictly my opinion and all alleged. Here, we speak about hot topics on YouTube and other social media platforms for entertainment and conversational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it do? It is your homie King Day here in King's Corner, and I am back with another reaction video for you. Now, look, I know I had a hat on the last clip before the intro, but I just recycled that thing. We don't get straight into it. We already know what's going on. The uploading is coming back to back to back. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I never do. If you with me like I with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We're gonna get straight into this video. Let's get it. And I'm sorry if he's looking like Wizard Kelly. He got his video zoomed in, so you're gonna have to look at his lips for a little bit. Hopefully he change it up on the next clip. Lego.
So I'm like, please tell me that this is making it up. I'm like, please tell me you were not that dumb to not use protection. So he was like, oh, nah, I her, and I think I nailed her like 3 times. I'm like, you got to be dumb. Like, you, ooh. Like, I'm like, okay, well, it's easy fix. I'm like, well, just tell her to get an abortion. He was like, man, she's not gonna get no abortion. She's gonna keep the baby because she wants to piss you off.
I'm like, keep a baby to piss somebody off is extreme.
I'm like, all right, so I'm like, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like, we'll deal with this later. Like, I'm trying to move into my new apartment. Like, I don't have this shit. So a couple days later, she come texting him. She was like, oh, I hope you got what you wanted. I hope you were happy. I went to the doctor and, you know, I had a miscarriage, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, thank the Lord. I'm like, thank you. Like, this is good news. Like, we can move on with our life. Like, we don't have to worry about no other having no fucking baby. So
that's kind of harsh.
So we moved the fuck on. So at this point, we done moved into the new apartment. So he's telling me, he was like, okay, this is our fresh start, new beginnings. He was like, I'm gonna start helping you pay the bills. He was like, no more lying, no more cheating. He's like, I'm gonna do right by you. He was like, I'm really ready to be the man now. He was like, this is my time. Like, I want to change. Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, like that's cool. Like let's see it. You do a lot of this, so let's see if you about that. So he was like, yeah. So he was like that he needed $1,600 to go get him another pack of weed so that he could sell it and make the money to pay the bills. So I'm like, okay, I gives it to him. He goes to get the pack. So he's riding around selling the motherfucking pack out the car, and I'm like, this is not smart. I'm like, if you get pulled over, they're going to take everything that you have. I'm like, so you need to go home and put some of it up. I was like, or something. Like, you just can't just have all of this on you at one time. So he's not listening. He's like, oh, I got this. I've been doing this. I know what I'm doing. This is my lane. This is my lane. I'm like,
is it really?
Okay, your lane. Like, do it the fuck up. Like, do what you got to do then. I don't give a fuck. So one day he comes to the store. He was like, do you want to ride with me to go make this play? I'm like, sure. Like, I ain't doing shit else. So we rise to go make the motherfucking play. What do you know? Red lights.
Oh, the day you decide to roll with him.
I'm like, bitch. I'm like, I told this motherfucking nigga. Imagine he still got the whole motherfucking pack on. I'm like, you don't fucking listen to nothing what I'm saying. So police pulls over, you know, they're like, get out of the car. You know what I'm saying? We need to search the car. We smell marijuana. So we get out the car. He's standing next to me. He's ready to cry. What am I going to do? Are they going to take me to jail? I don't know. I'm like,
I know you're not about to cry.
Bitch, I don't know. You was big baller. You was big meat. I'm like, I mean, shit. You do the crime. You do the time. I don't motherfucking know what you looking at me for. So he's like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. So, you know what I'm saying? I knew the officer because they was going to take him to jail. But off the strength of me, they was like, we'll just write him a citation and I'll send y'all on about your way. So I was like, okay, cool. So now he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm just like, no, bitch, what am I going to do? Bitch, I just gave you 16 motherfucking hundred to make my fucking money back. And you can't even make my money back. Like, my 1600 is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, because you don't even want to fucking listen. So he was just like, well, I got to go to court. Like, I need a lawyer. So I'm like, okay. So he ends up finding a fucking lawyer. The lawyer was $500. So I'm like, okay, now I got to pay $500 for this fucking lawyer. So I done paid $500 for the lawyer. So now his car payment is due. So he was like, can you pay my car payment? Bitch, I'm not paying no motherfucking car payment, and you just lost my motherfucking $1,600 because you didn't want to fucking listen, and I just had to pay $500 for your fucking lawyer. I'm not paying no car payment. So he was just like, so you just gonna let them come take my shit? I guess fucking so. Like, the fuck you want me to do? Like, I'm not paying it. So he was like, okay. So they comes and picks up the car because he don't have the money to pay it. So I was like, here, you can just drive my Chrysler again. Like, we're not ready to do all of that. So I speed up. I had ended up getting the opportunity to go out of town and shoot for this Tubi movie. So they was like, you know, we're going to fly you out, do all this and that. So I was telling him, I'm like, look, while I'm out of town, can you hold down the store while I go? He was like,
Hell
cool, I'll
no.
hold it down, I'll watch it, whatever the case be. I'm like, okay.
Gonna be in there acting the damn fool
I
in
get
your
out of
shit.
town, I'm having a wonderful time, mind you. So we calling, texting every day, you know what I'm saying? I'm checking on him, he's checking on me. So one of these days, I had noticed that my Ring doorbell outside of my store had stopped working. So I'm calling him, I'm texting him, he's not answering. No response, going straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay, like, bitch, why are you not answering the phone? About a couple hours pass, he calls me back. I'm like, what happened to your phone? You didn't see me calling. He was like, oh, like, I got bum rush. All these customers came in. I was helping them, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I was like, for some reason, I don't motherfucking believe you, but okay,
How much money
that's
we
the
make
story.
that
I'll
day
go
then?
with it. Okay. So, mind you, I'm done shooting. I'm on my way back home. I get back home. I sees him. At this point, he's just super duper motherfucking friendly. Oh my gosh, baby, I miss you. Hugging me, kissing me. I'm like, boy, get off me. Like, why are you? I was like, what's you? All this fake shit. Like, what's up? He's like,
Trying to
nothing. I
cover
just miss you.
something
I
up.
miss you. So I'm like, okay, you miss me? At this point, I'm still curious as to why you wasn't answering the phone when I called, and there was this big hour or two long gap to when you was calling me back. So I played it off. I'm like, so what was you doing at the store when, you know what I'm saying, when I was trying to call you? He's like, I told you I had a bunch of people in there, and I didn't have time to answer the phone. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so we lying? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I got cameras in the motherfucking store, so like, I know what you was really doing. He's like, what was I really doing? He's like, well, if you know what I was really doing, then why you ask me? I said, I'm asking you
To see if
because
you
I
gonna
wanna
tell
see if
the
you gonna
truth.
I said, or was you gonna lie to me? I said, so do I have to pull out my receipts to show you what you was doing on the motherfucking camera? I said, are you gonna be an adult and tell me what you really did? He was like, well, he's like, yeah, I did what I did.
What
So
you
mind
do?
you, I'm making all this shit up. I'm just seeing what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck is up. I'm like, so what did you do? He's like, you watched the video. I was like, yeah, but I want you to tell me what you did. He was like, I fucked up. I'm like, oh my motherfucker.
In my store?
I was like, so you really did fuck somebody? He was like, yeah, but you already know that. I was like, no, bitch, I didn't motherfucking know it. I said, you just fucking told on yourself. I said, I just made all that shit up just to see what the fuck you was gonna say, and you really did fuck some motherfucking baddie. Like, bitch. I'm like, you know what? This is cool. I'm gonna let this shit go. Like, I'm not gonna let you kill my high. Like, I'm feeling amazing right now. Like, I'm not gonna let you kill my high. So we gets on live, mind you. We just on live, just act like, oh, everything's okay. So we on the motherfucking live, and this bitch, she comments and was like, hey, I need to talk to you about your unborn child. So I'm reading the comment. I'm like, what is she talking about? So he's heated. Man, block that bitch. She's fucking delusional. That bitch is fucking weird. She's weird. I'm like, well, who is the bitch? He was like, you know, it's that bitch. So that bitch, he's referring to the bitch when I asked him, did he fuck her? When she was like, she wanted to suck him dry, and he had turned around to go see her, and he was like, he didn't fuck her, he was just trying to get it to basketball.
But he really did.
So it was that bitch. So I was like, so you really did fuck her? He was like, yeah, I fucked her just one time though. I'm like, come the fuck on, like, bitch, I can't get a break. Like, you fucking every motherfucking body, like, bitch, and you lied about it, like, bitch. He was like, bro, it's okay. Like, she's not even
Community,
motherfucking
bro.
pregnant. She's just lying just to fuck with you. I'm like, no, like, these bitches can't be motherfucking lying. Like, they can't be. I'm like, you better hope for your motherfucking sake that this bitch is not motherfucking really motherfucking pregnant. So, to be continued. 36 of why the fuck did I stay?
All right,
so,
there go his
you know what I'm
face.
saying? At this point, I'm just like, okay, look, I'm not gonna keep arguing with you. Like, I don't care no more. Like, you say she ain't pregnant. Like, I'm ready to move on. Like, who cares? So we go to sleep. Next morning we get up. We get to the store. So we get to the store. We chilling. So same girl from the lab. She sends me a message and it reads. She said, "Tell your boyfriend quit calling my phone. And instead of believing him about shit, I think you should hit my line. He was only with you because it was beneficial. LOL. If he was going to break up with you, then what would he have? Not a damn thing. But one thing for certain, I don't throw slick shots like a motherfucker won't clown. Did he let you know I'm pregnant and it might be his? He was just on the phone with me the other night going to Taco Bell apologizing how he was treating me. And he asked me how much was the DNA test. I told him I don't know. But she said, but you have a good night. Let your mans know I'm going to spit in his face when I see him." So I'm like, okay, I know this bitch ain't making this shit up. So I'm asking him, I'm like, so the same girl, like, did you get her pregnant? Like, she can't be making this shit up. So he's like, man, didn't I tell you to fucking block this bitch? Why are you still talking to her? I'm like, her, like, don't get fucking mad at me. Like, I'm just showing you what the bitch wrote me. Like, matter of fact, I don't even got to fucking talk about it because I don't even give a fuck. Like, you just gave me an attitude that quick. So I walks off. I'm like, her, I'm got shit I got to do. So he walks up on me. He was like, nah, fucking talk. You said you got so much shit you want to talk about. I'm like, I don't want to motherfucking talk now because I don't like your fucking attitude. So he's like, I don't have no fucking attitude, so we can talk. I'm like, no, I'm good. It's over. I don't want to talk about it. So he grabs me. I'm like, bro, get the fuck off me. Like, I just told you, like, leave me alone. So I'm trying to walk. So he's like, man, fuck you, bitch. So he mugs me. I'm like, okay, bitch, like, I'm in his motherfucking face, like, don't put your fucking hands on me, like, don't fuck, like, you got me fucked up, like, at this point. So he's out of my face, do something. So I'm like, all right, bitch, so I push you, like, bitch, don't keep getting in my fucking face, like, what the fuck? So he pushed me back, so we start fighting. We in the store, we fighting, so he's in the midst of us fighting. Yeah, you think you gonna whoop me? I've been in the gym, you got me fucked up, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm like, all right, like, it's not that motherfucker serious. I'm like, all right, bitch. So we fighting, we on the floor, he gets up, he walks off. I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm not done. So I grabs him, we back fighting again. So at this point, I don't know what the fuck happened. I had on some fucking Balenciaga shoes, and he fucking pushed me or something, and I fell on the floor, and I broke my fucking ankle. Damn. So I'm on the floor, and I knew my fucking ankle was broken. I'm just like, here, stop. So he's still trying to fight me. I'm like, stop, my ankle's broken. And I sat there for a fucking second, and I'm like, God, I cannot fucking do this. I'm like, I am so fed up with this motherfucking man. I cannot fucking do this. So I'm telling him, I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, fucking leave. Like, leave. Like, I fucking hate you. Like, I hate you so fucking much. And I just remember telling him, like, I hate your fucking guts. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I don't want to be with you no more. Like, I am done. Like, leave me alone. So he's like, oh my gosh, like, baby, I'm sorry. Don't say you're fucking sorry. It's like, I'm done. I promise you I'm done. So he's like, come on, get up, please. Let me take you to the hospital. I don't need you to take me nowhere. Leave me alone. I would rather fucking sit here and fucking perish before I let you take me any fucking where. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, all this shit is your motherfucking fault. Every fucking thing is your fault. Leave me the fuck alone. So he's calling my mama. He's like, mama, get up here. He don't want to leave. He don't broke his ankle. He's sitting here. So eventually my mama gets up there, so she's just looking like, what the fuck is going on? So she picks me up, you know what I'm saying? They take me to the car, and she takes me to the hospital. I'm in the hospital. They're telling me, they're like, your ankle is broke so bad that we have to do a surgery. So at this point, I'm already like emotional, because I'm just like, now I have to fucking get surgery. Like, I'm superstitious. Like, I don't want no motherfucking body cutting nowhere on my motherfucking body. I've never broke a bone in my fucking body. Like, this is foreign to me. Like, I don't even fucking feel comfortable with it. So my mama, she's asking me, she's just like, you know, what happened? I'm just like, Mama, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I just leave it alone. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I hate when my mama asks me, about my relationship, because she knows that I'll be fucking hurt. And anytime she comes and she asks me, I get fucking emotional. I'm like, Mama, just leave it the fuck alone. Like, I don't want to talk about it. And she was like, okay, well, if you need anything, like, I'll take care of you. I'll do anything. She was like, you know, so just, you know, if you okay, just let me know. I was like, okay. So I have to get back home. So he's at home. So I'm just walking through the door. I mean, I'm getting in the door, and I'm just like, I don't even like want you here. So he's just telling me, he was like, I'm sorry. If you just listen to me, I promise you I'm gonna do right by you. I'm not gonna do nothing no more. He's like, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, please give me another chance. Please give me another chance. Because he knows that I ain't fucking serious. I've never ever been this serious in a relationship. Like, I'm done. He was like, please just give me another chance. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm kind of like forced, because this is the first time in a relationship where I really want to be done, and I can't, because I actually need him for the fucking first time, because I am crippled and I cannot fucking walk. So I do need him. At this point, I do. I'm not even gonna fucking stop. Like, I need this nigga. So I'm just like, okay, like, whatever the case be, like, whatever. So he's talking about he's gonna help me, and the whole month had fucking passed. I got my surgery. The whole entire month, he was a fucking deer. Didn't do shit wrong, was there for me, didn't leave my side, cooked for me. I mean, just did every motherfucking thing. But at this point, I'm like, I know it's some fucking bullshit. You treat me motherfucking right because you on a motherfucking guilt trip because my ankle is broken. But I was like, I'm not gonna let my fucking guard down. The whole month, I was just like negative Nancy. Like, I'm not, there's no smiling, there's no nothing, because I really am fucking done with you mentally. But I'm just only here because I know that I need you. I was like, and then maybe after this month, maybe I can try to revisit, but like right now I'm done. So he felt my vibe the whole entire month. So a month goes past. He's still telling me, you know what I'm saying, he hadn't talked to the girls, you know, she's calling, playing on his phone, doing all of this crazy shit. And so I started getting cars from the auction, because we was going up to the auction. I was getting cars from the auction to resell. So we had an auction car, and I was letting him drive it. So one day we had came back, and he was telling me, he was like, you know, I got to get my hair cut. And this day I was just confused as to why he was so pressed to get this motherfucking haircut. He was like, yeah, I'm getting this haircut, and yeah, I'm trying to get cute today. I'm feeling myself. So I didn't really think too much of it. I'm like, okay, I guess you just want to look cute today. So we gets back home. I'm at home. By this time, you know what I'm saying, the whole month had passed. You know what I'm saying, I'm able to get me like a walking thing where I can at least like walk on the cast, but I'm still on the cast, whatever the case be. So, you know, he was like, I'm ready to go to the mall. So I'm like, okay. So to be continued. Part 37 of why the fuck did I stay? So, you know, so we're coming home from the auction. So he was just like, you know, he was going to get his haircut. So I gave him some money to go get his haircut. So he gets his haircut. So now he was like, he had to go home to go and get fly. He wanted to put on his Sunday's best. I don't fucking know. So I'm just like, boy, I don't know why the fuck you trying to get cute, but do whatever the fuck you want to do, because I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, I'm at work. So, I'm calling him, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about he was leaving, we had talked, and he was like, he was leaving the house to go to the mall. So I think I was helping some customers, so I'm calling him. He's not answering. And I'm like, why the fuck so I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Like, I'm still helping people. I'm like, I'll call him back, whatever the case be. So 30 minutes have passed. My customers have left. So I'm still calling him. He's not answering. So I'm just like, I'm just waiting by the phone. I'm like, I want to know what this bitch is doing. And I said, I want to know when he's going to call me back. So I'm like, don't worry about it. Bitch, I got your location. So now we're just going to see where you're at. So I'll just pull up on you. So I checked the location. He's at Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, oh, you're at Texas Roadhouse. So don't worry about it. I said, I'm ready to pull up on you. As soon as I'm about to motherfucking leave, some motherfucking people walked in. I said, you got saved by the bell. So these people in here, I'm trying to rush them out, but they would not leave. They're just trying to shop. I'm like, fuck. So eventually, as they're leaving, as I'm walking out the door, he's calling me back. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, where you at? He was like, oh, shit, on my way to the mall. Mind you, about an hour has passed. I'm like, you still on your way to the mall? I said, you supposed to be at the mall an hour ago. He's like, oh, yeah, I've been cruising. You know what I'm saying? I went to the car lot to go look at this car. You know what I'm saying? I'm just enjoying myself. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm like, I'm like, so you going to tell me where you really went at? So he gets mad. What are you talking about? You always think somebody's got to lie to you. Ain't nobody got to lie. So I'm like, oh, click up.
Out of all this time, right? It's been years at this point. Why this man has not cut his locations off? You know that you finna go do dirt. You know you've been doing dirt, and you know that your boyfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call Melvontae, you know he got your location. So how do you continue to just get caught up with that location on? Is it that you really just don't care, or do you think you would look suspicious? Like, cut the location off in the midst of an argument. Y'all have plenty of them. Cut the location off. You know you finna go do something bad. I don't understand that part. It's like, do you want to get caught? Do you get a kick out of knowing maybe he knows I'm doing this, or maybe he can see what I'm doing? I don't get it. Like, why the location is still on after all this time? Whatever.
So he calls me back. What you hang up for? I said, because you're sitting up here lying in my goddamn face, and I'm asking you where you been at, and you fucking lying. He's like, ain't nobody lying to you. I said, so you weren't just at motherfucking Texas Roadhouse? Okay, listen. Okay, so he said, okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I'm like,
okay.
What? He was like, so I was at Texas Roadhouse. I went to her baby shower. Click up, bitch. Bring me my motherfucking car back. What, like, bitch, all of this, when you could have just said that you was going to this bitch's baby shower. Like, you said that you have not talked to her. It's not your fucking baby. Like, bitch, why do we have to sit here and lie? I said, and again, here we go. You just fucking said no more lies. All this bullshit. So now I'm pissed. I'm like, see, I fucking knew it. I knew it. Wow. I knew it was going to be some more motherfucking bullshit fucking with you. So he's like, I'm sorry, bitch. Don't be sorry. Bring me my motherfucking car back now. Bring me my car back now. Fuck it. Pronto. So he gets back to the house. I'm cussing him out. I'm like, bitch, I fucking told you to quit motherfucking lying. I said, here you are playing with my motherfucking emotions again. Bitch, get your shit and fucking go. Like, I don't want you here no more. I was like, I'm good on you. So he was like, oh, so you really gonna kick me out? He was like, and I just fucking took care of you. All this. I'm like, bitch, thank you. Yes, the fuck you did. And guess what, bitch? I used you just like the motherfucker you used me all this motherfucking time we've been in a relationship. So guess what, sweetie? Get your shit and go. Like, I don't need you, bitch. Bye. So he's like, that's fucked up. I'm like, yep, it sure the fuck is. Keep it stepping, player. Like, keep going. So he calls one of his friends to go motherfucking pick him up. So the friend picks him up. I'm just like, bye. So they, friends call me. They're like, what happened? I'm like, I just don't have time for the bullshit. Like, he's a fucking liar. That's all he do is motherfucking lie. And I don't have time for the fucking lies. Next motherfucking day, what do you know? Everybody's motherfucking texting me like, oh my God, did you see what the girl posted? So the girl don't post it. Him and her at the motherfucking baby shower. Mind
together.
You, it wasn't your regular picture. This bitch is just standing like this. It's niggas behind
he
her.
Holding the stomach.
Holding her tight behind the cuffed in her motherfucking stomach like, yeah, we together. When I tell you, this pissed me the motherfucking fuck off. Because now, here you go again. You doing dumbass shit and this bitch don't motherfucking post it in fucking embarrassing. Like, what the fuck? So everybody's like, what's this? Like, oh, he's having a baby. They're together. And I'm like, what the fuck? So at this point, I'm just like, see,
just messy.
I'm like, I'm glad I fucking dodged a motherfucking bullet because I don't have time for this motherfucking shit. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm ready to get back to me. I don't have time for this shit. So I'm just doing me. So a guy had reached out to me. No, I'm sorry. I ended up getting in the car. And this, mind you, everybody in Louisville knows this. I had made a live on Facebook and I had just like started crying. And I was just telling people that basically I lost myself. I was like, I lost myself. I was like, I'm hurt. And I was just crying. I was just really emotional. So at this time, I'm just like, I gotta move on with my life. Like, I can't be stuck in this motherfucking hell and just fucking be in my motherfucking feelings all day. So this dude had reached out to me, and he, you know, he had flew me out. So I went out of town, you know what I'm saying? He had showed me a good time, you know, just making me feel better. He was basically just like a ear to talk to. So I was just like venting to him, you know what I'm saying? He was just doing the most or whatever the case be. So now I guess back home, you know what I'm saying? Our friend, she's telling me all about him. So she was like, yeah, you know, he's over there with the girl. He don't like being over there. They've been arguing. They've been fighting. He was like, he missed you. He really wants to come back home.
No.
And all of this and that, blah, 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 blah.
No.
So I was like, I said, see, now, I said, that's what you get. I said, because when you had it good, you fucked it up. I said, now you're over there. I said, and you don't like it. I said, so no, that's what the fuck you deserve. So one day, she's calling me because she had moved into my apartment complex. So she's telling me, she was just like, hey, you know, I moved over, come see me, blah, blah, blah. So I go over, I'm talking to her. So as I'm leaving, he's coming. So I'm looking, I'm seeing the car. I'm like, I know that ain't, So I turns back around. Surely enough, it was him. So they sees me pull up, and he's just like, And I'm just like, So she was like, I think y'all need to talk. So I'm just like, bitch. So I'm just like, I'll talk to him. Like, it ain't no big. So we talked. You know, he was just telling me, like, you know, I really miss you. You know, I hope you're doing good. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I miss you too. Like, whatever the case be. So he was just like, you know, I know we've been through a lot and I hurt you bad or whatever the case be. He was like, but I really think that we can just be friends. So I was like, I mean, I guess I ain't got no beef with you. I'm not mad at you. Like, I don't hold motherfucking grudges. Like, at this point, I'm like, I'm good. Like, if you want to be friends, we can be friends. So he was like, well, in order to be friends, you got to unblock me. So I was like, all right, I unblock you. So a couple days later, you know what I'm saying? We talking, texting. You know, he was like, can I come over? I was like, sure. So he comes over. Mind you, this is the day of Thanksgiving. He comes over, we talking, and he was just like, yeah, I miss you. And I was like, I miss you too. Ha, 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 ha. So
it ain't funny.
Because y'all not going to fucking believe this shit.
It's not funny.
So this is part 38 of why the fuck did I stay? So, you know, he's asking to come over my house. So he gets over the house, you know. So I'm like, hey. He's like, hey. So he's trying to hug me and kiss on me and all that. I'm like, I'm like, we are friends. We're not doing this. Like, we're not doing this. So he was like, man, whatever. You know, you still, man. So I'm just like, it's cute and all. But I'm like, no, for real. Like, we're friends. So he was like, come on. You ain't going to give me a hug? So I'm fucking hugging him. So here, you know, he's trying to kiss me. So I'm like, boy. So I'm like, here, fuck it. So I kiss him. I'm like, are you happy now? So he was like, no, like, come here. So I'm like, okay. So at this point, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fight it, but I'm just like, fuck, I can't fight it. So at this point, we're both on hard. So I was like, oh, fuck. So he was like, come here. Let me show you something. So I'm like, oh, my gosh. So we done get to the motherfucking room. I was like, can we not? Like, can we not? He was like, nah, it's all right. He's like, we friends, remember? So I'm like, okay. So we don't fucking fuck. I'm like, fuck. Like, I tried. I'm like, I have to be the weakest fucking bitch. Like, fuck.
You said it, not me.
He got me. So I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, whatever the case be. So we done or whatever. So at this time, you know, he's telling me, he was like, you know, hey, he was like, I want to spend time with my daughter. He was like, is it okay if I bring my daughter over here because I don't have nowhere to take her? And I was like, yeah. So, you know, he brings the daughter over. So he's spending time with the daughter over my house. So mind you, it's like he's back over here, but he has not moved back in. So we kind of like back together, but we're not back together. There's some weird shit going on. So one of them days, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to drop the daughter off, you know, we're ready to go to the club. So I was like, okay, we got to go to the club, but like we have to be discreet. Like I do not want anybody to know that me and you are back talking. So we dressed in the motherfucking same outfit, you know, because I done came out with my new jogging suits, whatever the case be. So I'm walking in one way. I'm telling him like, okay, when we walk in here, like you got to wait like 5-10 minutes to walk in behind me. So, you know, people don't be expecting shit.
Why
so
even go
I
together?
walked in, so, you know, I'm getting in. They was like, you know, people's hitting me. They was like, did you see him? You know, he's over there. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, girl, I'm not even paying him no mind. Like, I don't know if he's over. Like, I'm just playing it off. I'm just like, yeah, I ain't seen him. Like, what the fuck? I'm here to enjoy me. I was like, if he happened to be at the same place where I'm at the same time, so motherfucking be him. So at the same time, you know what I'm saying? He done took my goddamn jogging suits. And motherfucker was like, you know, I want to help you out. I want to advertise for you. So I'm listening. I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. I was like, if you advertise all of the jogging suits, people are going to know that me and you are back talking. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck what they talking about. So I'm just like, okay. So he took the motherfucking jogging suits anyways. Then posted this reel of him wearing all the jogging suits. So people's already like, are they back together? So I'm just like, I was like, I ain't answering no questions. I plead the motherfucking fifth. So at this time, you know what I'm saying? We just going, you know, we having a good time. Eventually he moves back in at this point. So I want y'all to know. So, you know, we back talking. We done kind of like made up or whatever the case be. So this is January.
I feel like the story is going to end because it's almost done, y'all. I feel like the story is going to end with we still in a relationship.
Of this year. So January 2024. So here we are. So one day I'm just in the room and I'm sleeping. And I just remember him trying to wake me up. He was just like, you know, he was like, get up. I was like, why? He was like, I want you to go to the hospital with me to see my mama. So I'm just like, come on, baby. I'm like, I'm tired. Like, I don't feel like getting up. So I'm just, you know, trying to close my eyes. And before I know it, like, he had fell on the motherfucking ground and he had just started screaming. I'm just like, I'm jumping up. I'm like, what's, at this point, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I already know the news that this man got. Like, this is, I'm like, I know what it is. So he was like, my mama, she's gone. And I'm just like, I'm just hurt for him. Cause I'm like, I fucking feel all of his motherfucking hurt. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, this man really just lost his fucking mom. I'm eventually just holding him. I'm just like, I love you. Like, it's okay. Like, we're going to get through this. He's crying. He's going through all of the emotions. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, I really do have to be there for him. I'm like, fuck everything that we've been through. Like, this is the time. Like, he's always told me, he was like, this day was going to come. He was like, and I'm going to need you the most. And the day was here. And I was like, fuck everything we've been through. Like, I really need to step up and be there for you. Like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck. So, you know, we ended up going to the hospital to see his mom. And this was a very sentimental moment for him. So I'm not even going to go into that, but this was very sentimental. So move on. He's going through the emotion with his mother. He gets back home. I was like, okay, well, you know, life still goes on. Like, we still have to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So he's grieving. He was like, he had started this detailing job. And he was like, he didn't want to go to the job no more. I was like, okay, cool. Like, do what you got to do. He didn't want to eat. So I was like, okay, we got to feed you. Like, I'll cook for you. I got to make you some food. All this case be. So a couple weeks later, he was just like, you know, I'm good. So mind you, he's telling me he's grieving. He's jumping up. He's like, I want to go to the club. Like, this is the way I grieve. So I'm like, okay, well, you going to the club. I'm like, this is an emotional time for you. Like, I don't think that should be what you should be doing. So he's like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I need to go and get shit off my mind. So I'm like, okay. So the whole month of January, this consists of him going out. He don't want to handle any responsibilities. He's just saying, and then anytime I bring up to his attention, I'm like, hey, you know, we got to do this. He's like, oh, I'm grieving. I'm, you know, whatever the case is.
This is forever excuse.
So I'm like, okay. So he started to go over his peoples in them house. So he was going over, so I'm like, you know, I just want to go over there, you know, to grieve and spend time with the family. You know, mind you, we had went to the mom's funeral and I had bought him the suit. You know, I did it up for his mom's funeral. I had to. Like, if I don't do anything, I'm going to make sure that I do it up. Like, I'm just going to do it regardless. So it was cool. I had to go buy me a suit and everything. So, you know, he's just chilling with the family or whatever the case be. So he kept going over their house. You know, usually when he would go over, he would ask me, he's like, you want to go with me? But every time he would go over, he's like, oh, I just want to go by myself because, you know, we're having family time. So I was like, okay, like, you know, whatever the case be. So this started happening rapidly. So it started becoming to the point like where he just started staying over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would go over there, spend the night, and then the same night he would go back over there to spend the night. So it was just like, you weren't coming back home, you would stand over there. So I didn't really press the issue. I'm like, this is your time of grieving. Like, however you want to grieve, like, I am very understanding. Like, it's okay. So I don't know why, but this is like my intuition. And I was like, I know he's grieving and I'm trying not to think, like, I'm trying not to motherfucking think that he is doing any motherfucking thing. But my gut was telling me, I was like, no. He said he's grieving, he's over there, but he's up to no motherfucking good. So mind you, this dude had came in the store, you know, he was a hood nigga, and he was testing me. He was just like, you know, I want you to fuck me. I was like, boy, quit playing. So, I don't know, he got me. I was like, you know, I want to see if it's up. So he was serious, so I fucked him. So, mind you, I had felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, like, I done fucked up. So I'm telling him, I was like, I gotta tell him, like, I ain't no shame in my motherfucking game. Like, I'm gonna tell him. So at the same time, I was like, but I said, I'm telling him, I said, I feel guilty, but I feel like that this nigga's probably doing something too. So I done went through his phone while he was asleep, cleared the whole motherfucking phone, not a motherfucking thing. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
Now you feeling bad.
He slips the fuck up. I goes to his messages. He had accidentally screen recorded him texting this little girl. Mind you, the little girl he is texting is a girl from a long time ago when I called them at Taco Bell. So they're talking. He was like, oh shit, damn, my bad. I can't believe I left your keys in my car. Like, I gotta come back in. She's like, oh my gosh, we gotta hurry up and get it back. The time stamps on this receipt is at 3 o'clock in the morning. So when after you had got done talking to me and you were supposed to be asleep, you're out with this girl at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess we both wrong at this point, but I already knew it because I wouldn't have did what the fuck I did if I had an intuition. But I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have my motherfucking cake and eat it too because I just know deep down inside that you are already doing you too. So I was right. So I was like, 39 of why the fuck did I stay? So, you know,
I don't know.
You know, the next day it passed, I'm just thinking about, I'm like, how am I going to tell him what I did? You know what I'm saying? And then, I want to tell him what the fuck I know. But I was like, I'm going to wait. So next day he goes out to the club. You know what I'm saying? We're talking at like 10 o'clock. You know, so I don't hear back from him until 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just like, okay, maybe he's just out enjoying himself. I'm giving him a space, you know, giving him to enjoy himself. So he texted me back at 3 o'clock a.m. I wakes up in the middle of the night. I'm looking at my phone, and his email was linked to my phone. So I seen it again. He done cashed out this bitch some money. And I'm like, I said, oh, so you're cash apping bitches money? Like, what? Oh, like, this is interesting. It's the same the bitch from Taco Bell. So I'm like, I'm like, okay. So I said, I cannot wait. So he gets home, he goes to sleep. I'm like, hey, baby, I kiss him, you know, okay. So we get to the store tomorrow. So we're at the store. I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? He was like, sure, go ahead. I was like, I'm not arguing with you. I was like, I know what you're going through. I was like, I told you I'm going to be your peace. Like, I'm not going to put any more stress on your plate. I was like, but I do have a question. So he was like, yeah, sure. I was like, when's the last time you talked to your girl? He was like, man, I ain't seen or heard from her since I don't know how long. I'm like, okay, lie number one. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you sure? Like, you ain't seen that nowhere? He was like, nah. I was like, oh. I said, well, why did you send her some money last night? He was like, what are you talking about? I said, you got the cash app. You sent her some money. He was like, oh, man. I mean, I was at the club. I had seen her at the club, and I needed some money to get in. She gave it to me. I cashed out her back. I said, I said, okay. So putting two and two together, I said, so you seen her at the club. You just happened to see her at the club. Like, we go out to the club all the time. I never see her. So I'm just confused how you just randomly bumped into her at the club. And we hadn't talked for 5 hours. So I'm like, oh, okay, well. I said, so you said that you ain't talked to her after Saturday. He was like, nah, I ain't talked to her. I said, so, hold on, I wish this was my hair. I said, so how did your keys get left in her car then? He was like, what keys? Bitch, keys, take, bitch. Like, bitch, that's what I was on. I'm like, bitch, the keys. Like, I got the text messages. You were talking about you left the keys in her phone, in her car. Like, what did you, oh, yeah, that was when I was over my daddy's, you know, we was just talking about her boyfriend because they had just broke up, and I was telling about my mama. I'm like, I was like, it don't really add up. But I'm just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You're going through what you're going through, so I'm going to allow you your peace. But I was like, just know I know. I said, I just want you to know I actually did something. So he was like, what was that? I said, I had sex right here, actually, where I'm sitting at. And he was like, oh, for real? I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, I said, but the difference between me and you, I said, see, just how I just asked you and how you lied about it. I said, I'm not going to be the person to lie. I said, I'm going to be honest and tell you what I did. I said, so there you go. So he was like, oh, okay, well, how was it? I was like, it was okay. I was like, it wasn't, you know, all of that. I said, it was just mediocre. I said, I just wanted to see if I still had it. So, and I do. And I was like, so, you know, that was that. He was like, oh, okay. So everything was fine. He was smiling about it, actually. He was like, it actually kind of turns me on that you know, took down this nigga or whatever, because he knew who he was. So I was like, you know, I still got it. And so, mind you, we goes on.
What kind of relationship is this?
I think maybe about a week had passed. At this point, we are at February the 2nd. This is February the 2nd, the day of. So we get to the store, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I want you to do my hair, like whatever the case is. So I'm like, yeah, he wanted me to do something to his dress. He wanted me to extend him. So I'm like, okay. So in the midst of me extending his dress, he was like, after I extend my dress, my daddy's ready to come up here. We ready to go hang out or do whatever the case be. I'm ready to go back over to their house. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. So I'm doing his hair. And in the midst of me doing his hair, the bitch calls. So soon as I'm doing his hair, so I see the name pops right up on the caller ID. So he sees it. So I'm like, why did you hang up the phone? I'm like, why didn't you answer the phone? He was just like, man, look, I ain't trying to go through all of that. He was like, I already know, you know, how you don't like her. That's why I didn't tell you that I was talking to her, because you get mad when I'm talking to her and that's my friend or whatever the case be. I'm like, listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, if you want to talk to the bitch, like, you can talk to her. I was like, if you say that's your friend, like, I trust what you say. I don't give a fuck at this point. So he was like, oh, okay. So I was like, call her back. So he was like, okay. So he calls her back. He's like, she's like, hello. He's like, man, I gotta call you back. I'm getting my hair done right now. So he hurries up and hangs up the phone. So at this point, I'm like, bitch, you think I'm motherfucking stupid. I don't know if you think I was born yesterday. I was like, well, bitch, I'm dumb, but I'm not that motherfucking dumb.
He definitely thinks that.
You trying to hurry up and get this bitch off the phone, because instead of letting this bitch speak and say what the fuck she had to say, you were already trying to insinuate, don't say nothing, so I'm gonna hurry up and tell you what I'm doing so I can hang up the phone. So at this point, I'm getting pissed off. I'm like, okay. Like, I've held my composure, but like, bitch, now you playing in my motherfucking face. So he's like, he gets up, he sees I got an attitude, because I have an attitude like, you gonna feel my motherfucking bad. But I didn't say nothing. So he gets up, he was like, oh, we done ran out of her. Can I use your car to go get some more her? I said, absolutely not. I said, you can wait till your dad gets here and you can tell your dad to take you to go get some her. So he was like, oh, what, you motherfucking tripping. What the fuck? I'm
Lord,
like,
there you go.
how the fuck am I tripping? He's like, oh, you motherfucking mad, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. whatever the case be. I'm like, look, I'm not ready to sit here and argue with you. So he immediately got up. You got me fucked up. You fucked somebody. My mama just motherfucking died. You got me fucked up. You worry about who the fuck I'm talking to. And I'm like, whoa, like you tripping. Like, I just told you, I'm not doing no more arguing with you, no more fighting with you. Like, chill the fuck out. Man, nigga, he's doing all like it. You got me fucked up, nigga. I should have ended you. Nigga, I should have killed you, nigga. You dumb. I'm like, oh, so you doing it to fuck up. So I'm like, nigga, you got to be motherfucking tripping, and you worried about me fucking on some motherfucking baddie. And you don't fuck every motherfucking baddie that I can motherfucking think of. So he's
everybody
like,
in the city.
Fuck you. So he got up, so he's janking me up. He's trying to fucking fight me. I'm like, at first I was ready to whoop his ass. I'm like, you know what, bitch, no, I'm ready to get my ones in with you. But I said, you know what? I told you I'm not doing this with you no more. I promise you I'm not doing this with you no more. So he's like, no, fuck you. So we fighting. And then I came to my senses, and I just flashbacks start coming to my mind. I'm like, this is the same shit that just happened when I broke my ankle.
When you broke
so
your,
you think
yep.
I'm ready to fight you again and something worse happened? And I said, I got all of this shit, metal, shit, hangers and shit, just standing out. And God forbid we start just really out here throwing each other. Nigga, one of us is going to die. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this with you. I was like, just get your shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done with you. I was like, I've been done with you. I don't want to be with you. Like, I'm done. I was like, go get your shit and we can be done for good this time. Like, I promise you we can be done for good. I'm good. So I'm to my ape shit. Like, this nigga is mad. So his family don't got there. So now his family got there. Now he's even more mad. Fuck this nigga. I'm gonna beat this nigga. I'm to my just because his people's is there. So they like, calm down. No, fuck this nigga. He's throwing all my racks, all my shit. I'm like, all right. I'm like, get the fuck out and go. So I'm telling him, get the fuck out. He's like, I'm not going nowhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the police. So I call the police. Then he gets his shit and then he leaves. So I'm like, okay. So I walk outside the store. I'm like, I'm done with you. I hate you. Like, it is over. You are dead to me. And these was my exact words. I said, you are dead to me as of this day. And this was on February the 2nd, 2024. So I gets back to my house. I'm packing his shit. He goes to the motherfucking leasing office telling them he needs a motherfucking key. I'm like, bitch, you don't pay no motherfucking bills here, so the audacity for you to go and ask these people for a key is insane. Like, I'm confused.
He's not on the lease.
He done got the key. I done changed my motherfucking locks. He done got his shit, and he done left. And at this point, some more shit happened.
Shouldn't be on the lease. He was on the lease.
That is very incriminating, so I'm just going to not disclose of it. But we have not talked up until today of... This is March 4th, so we have not been in contact. We are done. I am done. I just don't have time for the bullshit. So... I would just tell you guys why the fuck did I stay in the next video, because you know what? It's some crazy ass shit. I'm still in the process of healing and everything. So yeah. This is part 40 of why the fuck did I stay? And this is absolutely the last part of my series. So the big question is, why the fuck did I stay? You know, and that question still haunts my mind. The only thing that I can think of is that I stayed because I wanted to fucking be in love. I was so desperate to have love. I would just remember before meeting him, I felt like that I had everything. The only thing that I was missing was my somebody. And God had sent me this man, and he wasn't perfect. He was not perfect. And I always remember saying that I just have to work with him and he's going to get better. And I just remember becoming addicted to him. Like, he was my addiction. Like, everybody has something that they're addicted to, and I was addicted to this man. This man could do any motherfucking thing, and I was still going to love him. Outside of that, I always knew that I understood him in a way that no one else did, and I knew that I was all that he had. And in turn, he understood me. Like, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not just perfect peach or whatever the fuck, but I have, like, my flaws too. So in turn, I feel like that he accepted my flaws as well. And I just remember, like, now to this day, like, me doing this series and reliving all this shit, it has been a fucking emotional roller coaster. And people ask me, they're like, oh, are you okay? You know, how are you mental? No, the fuck, I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? But I will be okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm still healing and I'm still going through this shit. And eventually I will get counseling. I haven't got it yet because guess what? I have been busy for obvious reasons. But on the flip side, like, I'm fine. I'm not trying to rush into getting back in another relationship. I'm just really trying to focus on me because I feel like that I'm a beautiful person. I feel like that God has big plans for me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to live in my purpose. As far as for him, you know what I'm saying? I wish him the best. No, we're not together. And this is serious. I'm not just telling you this. We're not together. I haven't talked to him. And I just really just hope that, you know what I'm saying, he just gets his mind right. And I do honestly feel like that he did love me. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that we were madly in love, even considering the fucking circumstances. Like, me and this man have a bond that's like out of this motherfucking world. I would never understand the fucking love that we share or shared, what do you want to say? But you know what I'm saying? I just honestly feel like that he just kind of like messed up in the mind, and it just causes him to do a lot of fucking dumbass shit. But it's just like, I can't sit here and just endure the shit. Like, I have to pick me first. It's been so many times where I've chose him over me. And I just feel like that I always thought to myself that there was potential. Like, I always thought that me and him was going to be this big, beautiful couple. Like, we was going to get married. We was going to have this big empire. Like, we were just going to influence the world, and we were just going to do this. We was going to take trips. Like, this was like my vision of what I had of us being together. But I think my vision was not his vision, and that's okay. So maybe in the future, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll find me somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know, the niggas is out here. So I might, but like right now, no, I'm just focused on trying to get myself together. So also I do want to add this in here too, you know, despite me doing the series, a lot of people like, well, why did you do the series? Are you mad? No, I'm not mad. So before I had did the series, he had got on live, and it's on YouTube if you guys want to watch it. He did a live series with what is it? The Wiley Show. So that's The Wiley Show on YouTube. Go type it in, and you'll see him talking about the relationship. So I don't know, I watched it, it kind of grinded my gears. So I said, hey, let me get on here and let me talk my shit, because bitches is out here making shit up. So that's what, you know, got me to do this this series or whatever. But, you know, make a long story short, whatever. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really am glad that you guys watched it, and I feel relieved. Y'all was stressing me the fuck out, kept trying to get me to come out these videos, but y'all got them all motherfucking today. But yeah, so all of this shit is factual, and it really happened, and I love you guys a lot. Y'all see the drip. Make sure y'all go shop www.stayaheadcollections.com. And if you guys are in Louisville, Kentucky, come see me at my shop. It's 558 South 4th Street, Louisville, Kentucky. And I am a loctician, so if you guys want to get your locks done, hit me the fuck up. And I am taking bookings, so if you guys want to book me for something, y'all want to see me, you know what I'm saying, whatever fuck y'all want to see me at, y'all make sure y'all hit me the fuck up. So I love y'all.
All right, y'all. So he did his shout out right there, and y'all be sure to check him out. Y'all need y'all locks done. Y'all want some outfits. Y'all want to book him. He said he was available. I believe this video came out this March. Yeah. So he might still be on and popping. Again, the link to his video and his channel is in the description and or comment section. So be sure to check him out. We gonna look up The Wiley Show. Y'all go ahead and look it up and watch it. I may or may not react to it, but if I do, I definitely want to know what you guys think. So I want the comment section to go up. All right. Look, let me know how y'all liked it. What you didn't like, what you did like, your questions, your thoughts, your opinions. Let's talk about it in the comment section. I do not like to tussle. If you like videos like this and you want to see more is to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, because right now, King Day is out. Peace. The motherfucking building.
Run it up, was up. JBRISKO, not know when was up. Run that shit, we had